AOC for president in 2028. Furious speculation sweeps social media that the squad member could be running in 2028. Okay. Now, AOC, how old is AOC right now, Rob? If you can pull up to see what her age is.
I'm like, I guess.
AOC
33?
social media and insider discussion speculate
33?
AOC, a squad member, progressive Democrat.
Wow.
Yeah, a Democrat might run for 2028 first election where she will meet the constitutional age of 35 years old. Former Congressman Matt Gaetz claimed Alex has told people she's running in 2028 since 2019. AOC's names appear among potential Democratic contenders like Harris, Pete, Whitmer, Newsom, and a few others. Critics and supporters debate AOC's chances, with Bhaskar Sunkara suggesting it would be better for the left to run on labor leader with broader appeal than an already polarizing figure. Leftist podcaster Matthew Sitman opined, if AOC runs, she's going to get absolutely smoked, while David Sirota warned her campaign could falter if run by D.C. careerists. AOC's alignment with Bernie Sanders' leftist policies and her outsider status remains points of contention. Tom.
Well, you have to understand how you run. You run in the primary system, and now we know that Bernie Sanders was absolutely screwed in South Carolina.
Yep.
So you have to remember, it's Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina. For those of you who've been watching, you can pay attention to how the primary schedules have been manipulated in the last two elections, or no primary at all because our guy Joe doesn't need one. So watch what the DNC does. If the mainstream DNC moves the primaries a little bit and puts any dark blues up there, then they're opening the door for AOC. She cannot start in Iowa, go to New Hampshire, and then go to South Carolina and get momentum. That individual is correct. She will get smoked early on that because she needs to get to a California. She needs to get to a New York. She needs to get to a Michigan in the primary. You see what I mean? To have momentum and headlines. Oh my gosh, she won a big state. She won this in the primary. So I believe that her ideology is wrong for the mainstream. However, she knows how to turn a line. She is telegenic. She is powerful at the microphone. She will be the kind of TV podcast candidate that can really carry the branding and the message. But the way those primaries are set up in the DNC, they will set that up to have Newsom or Whitmer or somebody they think is more bankable, because the DNC selects a candidate and then sets up the trapdoors and the stairs on the primary system.
Adam.
I mean, this is the continuing problem with the Democratic Party, is that rather than searching for something in the middle, something that is relevant to all Americans, you're going to New York, Bronx, Queens, woke leftist and being like, come on, you got this thing, AOC. I mean, this is the person who basically, I think she removed her gender pronouns somewhat recently. Maybe she brought them back, but it's completely...
No, she did.
Did she bring them back? She's back, baby. Oh, she didn't?
She said they took a walk.
I'm sorry to hear that for her, on her behalf. So this comes down to a conversation that we continually have. What's more important, personality or policy? I would say personality is. This is what basically will get her sort of in the conversation. But once she gets on the debate stage, once there's actually even a primary in the Democratic Party, all her horrible ideas are going to be exposed. You saw what she did with Tom Homan when she tried to grill this guy, a professional on the border. And she's like, well, you're separating children from their parents. He's like, yeah, that's exactly what happens when they commit a crime, whether they're a legal status or not. That's what happens when you commit a crime. So ultimately, will the Twitter world and the social media world basically catapult her to stardom? Sure. But when stuff hits the fan and she has to actually debate her ideas, she's going to get smoked.
Why would she want to run for president? In 2019, she said the world's going to end in 12 years due to climate change. So it'd be a waste of time if you ask me. Why would she even want to run? The world's we're not going to be here.
Well,
we have the Plan B pill.
There's a couple
Plan
things
B
here. When you think about serious, when you think about possibilities, when you think about potential, here's what the reality is. She is running because of the Democratic Party, meaning Trump ran because of the Republican Party. Trump ran because the establishment right was screwing things up. Trump ran because of Karl Rove. Trump ran because of all those establishment guys that are like, they're not going to let him run. Who the hell you think you are? You're not going to be able to come and tell us that you're going to be the person that's going to be running. We decide who runs. No, you don't. It's called capitalism. I'm going to come in and do whatever I want to do based on the laws that are created for me to be able to run for office in America. My name is Donald J. Trump. I'm running. I'm coming down the escalator, and I'm running. Okay, we're going to fix the border. We're going to get rid of these criminals, these rapists, and it's going to piss you off. Here's what we're going to be doing. Ready? Invite me to your show, CNN, MSNBC, Here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to make America great again. And hey, so right now, out of everybody that has the highest chance of winning, who do you think is the one with the most likely of winning? Trump and Coulter on Bill Maher.
Yeah.
You're out of your mind. George Clooney, he will never be. I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
He will never be the president. Nancy Pelosi, he's
Take that to the bank.
not going to be a president. Yeah. At least I will go down as a president.
Yeah. Loser.
None of that stuff worked. And the same is for AOC. AOC is the same. She's got 12.8 million followers on Twitter. AOC's got a real following. And the market can tell you whatever they want to tell you. But she is popular amongst the youth, and they're getting older. And AOC herself, if she's able to watch the mistakes that Bernie made, she has to watch Bernie's mistakes. There's a reason why Bernie is not a president today and never will be. Bernie, he missed his chance. She has to sit there and say, well, what adjustments would I make? That's the case study she has to study on Bernie. Now, at the same time, she's going to be coming in, going up against one of the most formidable candidates that we're going to have in 2028, who she's not going to be able to beat. You know who that guy is?
J.D. Vance.
No, you're not going to be beating J.D. Vance.
Vivek.
Okay, her debating J.D., not going to happen.
No.
Her debating Vivek, not going to happen. Her debating a lot of people, it's not going to happen. But does that mean she can't run? She is very formidable. I'm telling you, she's marketable. She's formidable. She's attractive. I think a couple things will hurt her. I mean, people are going to judge me on this and get up saying, I can't believe you just said what you just said. Next 4 years, does she have any kids? Is she getting married? Is she going to have any family? Is she not going to do that? I don't know. America's going back to wanting to have kids and having families again. It's the women on the left that don't want to do it. But most Americans want to have kids. They want to go back to something. What am I doing here right now? Wasting my life. This feminist movement didn't work. That is not going to work today like it did 40 years ago. It's just not. Because you know when first everybody started using steroids? You know what we didn't have when steroids first came out? Decades of research of what it could do to you. Do you know what happens the moment there was decades of research of abuse with steroids?
People stop doing it.
Bodybuilders dying between 35 to 45 years old. Why are they dying? Now we have research. You know why at first feminism was attractive? Because it was makes sense. Yeah, I'm a feminist. We can beat these men.
Yeah.
60 years later, guess what? I'm lonely with my cat, no kids, no husband, and I'm sitting here watching The View with a bunch of miserable people that are all single, no kids, nothing. Do I want that life? I don't want that life. Maybe I screwed up. If she makes a couple adjustments and gets the right people in her ears, and she goes on podcasts and trains herself, like the next year and a half, what would do well for her is to go on podcasts that disagree with her and hang. 2 hours. Do 50 of them. Do 100 of them the next 2 years to get yourself tougher. That's what Vivek did. And every time Vivek would come, okay, interesting. Boom, boom, boom. Tighten the messaging. RFK, boom, boom, boom. Tighten the messaging. Trump, boom, boom, boom. Tighten the messaging. If she really needs to run, don't start doing podcasts in 2 years. Start doing podcasts now. Like right off the bat, go do podcasts next 2 years. Go to everybody and see how you perform there, and she'll get her argument tighter. And if she is able to come a little bit further right from being far left, maybe she'll be marketable, but we'll see what she'll do with her move. Anyways.
One thing to keep in mind, before she can get to debate a Vivek or a JD, she's going to have to basically get past her own party. I believe that 2028 is going to be the Democratic version of what the Republicans did in 2016. You know, how many candidates were on stage with Trump? 16 candidates, boom, 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 boom. They're going to have to recalibrate and have a debate, a good old-fashioned debate of ideas, and let the best man or woman win.
In November, let me tell you what happened in November with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, everything that we did. Absolutely amazing what took place. We have more people ordering stuff in a month of November than we did all of last year. Record-breaking month. I love the fact that people are we want 1 million people wearing Future Looks Bright gear. And this is probably your last chance here this week to order stuff that it gets to you before Christmas so you can sport some of this gear. We have the Merry Christmas hats that you can go order. Anybody that orders, the first 100 that order, we still have some ornaments left. The Merry Christmas ornaments and Future Looks Bright ornaments left for some of you that haven't. And we have this new gear that came out, which I wish you could feel this material.
Ridiculous.
Feel the material, by the way, what this feels like. Just feel the material.
Wow.
Even
What is that, velvet?
It's amazing. But on the back, what it says is it says, Happy Holidays, crossed, Merry Christmas at the bottom. Incredible material. This is on the website. If you got a newborn baby, the onesies, and we got a few other these sweaters, Merry Christmas ugly sweaters. Rob, if you can put the link below, VT merch, last chance, first 100 orders, you get the ornaments sent over to you. And stick around, I'm going to give you some intel on some of you guys that want to come and get, what do you call it? The Christmas trees with
What happened to the red Merry Christmas hat?
that thing went out.
Sold out.
Rob, did that sell out? Can you go to see if that sold out? I mean, I don't know what happened with that hat. To tell you what, is there still some left of that? Apparently there is, because that went off. By the way, the first 1,000 orders we sold like within 2 days when it came out. Yeah, this is hot, folks. People are ordering this left and right.
Hot route.
Merry Christmas with Future Looks Bright on the side. 1 million people wearing Future Looks Bright gear. I want to run into you everywhere we go. I want to see that gear being worn. Tag us when you do that. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.